Hey guys, Rob Shoecraft with 3 Storm Fitness here. I got another rant alert. So buckle up or turn it off, whatever you're into. Hopefully the title is something. The title of this video is something that I will actually stick to. I don't know what I'm going to title this. Something along the lines of spot treating fat, or how to get rid of belly fat, how to get rid of saddlebags, how to get rid of bra bulge, of bat wings, whatever. All these legitimate, all these places on people's body that they hate. Love handles. That's mine. There have been times in my life where I've basically had a legit six-pack, but still had love handles on the side. And there will be there's somebody who might be in that situation who will come to me or another personal trainer, and guys, I've seen a version of this a million times. But they'll come to me and they'll say, you know, I've lost 30 pounds this last year. I lost 50 pounds, or last 2 years. I've been working out, blah blah blah, this and that. Everything's going well. I've lost all this weight. I've gotten stronger. I've built all this muscle. I feel better. Million different things that are all fantastic. And guys, anybody who's in that position, be proud of yourself, especially if you did that and you're still going strong, or even if you're plateaued, because usually people come to me in those situations if they're plateaued, which means, you know, they're not making any more progress. They don't know what else to do. But it'll be like, I got all these great things going for myself, but I can't get rid of fill in the blank, all those freaking ailments that I just mentioned. And guys, this is a myth perpetuated by lazy journalism and people who just want to get clicks for things, because they know what people are going to search for. They know what people want to see. You go ahead and look up. I don't even have to do it. I know the answer. If you know anything about like search engine optimization, and you know how to estimate how many keywords how many searches a certain keyword gets, look up. I bet belly fat probably has as many searches as fat loss. And my whole point is, okay, there's been a million people that have addressed this issue, and this is nothing new. You could hear so many experts, I should say, not other experts. I would imply that I'm an expert, but I'm getting there. Talk about this in much greater fashion. But I just want to throw it in because I do have a small audience, and guys, I appreciate the heck out of you. I hope you know that. But as modest as my audience is, if there's just one person who's being led down the wrong road, and they get anything out of this, it's worth my time. Hopefully worth yours as well. So, all that being said, let me just come out and say you cannot target a specific spot on your body for fat loss. Okay. There will be people, maybe that watch this video, who will stone me to death for this thing, because there are so many claims out there that you can do it. I have not seen them. I've tried them. There's this one by a personal I don't know what they call him. He's a fitness celebrity who I do like a lot of his content. I've read one of his books. It was good. But you know, a lot of fringe stuff. Well, actually, you probably can't do it if you, you do like this super high intensity exercise to that spot, and then you train it with resistance training, and then you mix in a little bit of aerobic training, and then you go back and hit it again with high intensity. Over time, that will start to lose fat. And I've tried that, like I have, and I knew it wouldn't work, but I just tried it for a month one time with one of my clients, and it didn't make a difference. It didn't make any difference, and any difference that it might have made was probably just due to overall fat loss from all the resistance training and high intensity training and a change in diet. Because, you know, guess what? She lost fat in other places too. So think of your body. I've heard this explained this way before, and I think it's a great analogy. Think of your fat, the fat stores in your body, which are intended to be good. You know, it's for survival. It gives you energy. It's an energy bank, if you didn't know that, to put it simply. Think of your body as having just a big giant gas tank. Like, the fat is your gas, and you have this big gas tank, and for some people, and it's all connected, and for some people the gas tank tends to accumulate volume in here. For some people it tends to accumulate volume here. Like, that's another spot for me. I mean, I got some muscle back there, but I got plenty of other stuff, junk as well, if you will. The saddlebags underneath here, triceps for women. This stuff here, the wings, bat wings. Here, I get a fat face when I start. As soon as I know I'm getting too fat when my face starts looking more round than it already is. Every single person on the planet can think of a body part that they it's just not. And most of the time, sometimes it's because it's not big enough or it's not strong enough or whatever. But most of the time, it's because it's just where the most fat is. It's the last place that you're going to lose fat. So for me, is my sound off? Dude, I'm going to keep going. You guys just close your eyes. I'm not actually doing anything that's really that important visually. What the heck was I saying? Yeah, the place you hate the most, the place with the most fat, is usually the last place that you're going to lose it. So that person in the example who lost 50 pounds in 2 years or whatever, they've kept it off, but they can't seem to get rid of those love handles, and they want to know a trick, like, I just don't know the right kind of crunches to do. I just don't know, and unfortunately, that's not the answer. Targeting that body part is not the answer. Now, it could be the answer, potentially, I mean, because, you hear toning and shaping and those sort of words. Tone, and this is, I'm quoting, I think I'm quoting Joe DeFranco here. I'm quoting a lot of people here. A lot of people have said this. Tone is just the presence of muscle with the absence of fat, okay? So if you are working on doing, say, like a lot of tricep extensions and things like that to build up your triceps to get rid of the bat wings, you're just building muscle, but if you still have which is great, and when you lose the fat, it's going to look awesome. But if all you're doing, if you're not changing your diet, you're not changing how many calories you bring in, you're not changing your sleep patterns, your stress, whatever might be contributing to your fat storage, your excess, your surplus, your obesity, at least in that localized area, you're just going to have a lot of muscle there and still have the same amount of fat, which might look better. It may look better, but you want to talk about like bulkier, and I've gone on a huge rant before on bulkiness, and if you don't want to get big, don't eat big, or heavy weights don't make you bulky. Lifting heavy doesn't make you bulky. Eating heavy makes you bulky. That was the name of it. I thought that was clever. But so usually when you come, so what do you do? I guess that's the answer. Hopefully I'm clear. It's clear what I'm talking about. And let me just talk real quick about why so many people don't know this. And that's because, and I'm not one to get all fired up over politics, and I usually just try to take care of my own stuff, and then if I see an opportunity to help somebody, I do it. That's sort of like my general philosophy on life. Like, take care of my own business and my family's, help other people. But I do have to admit there are some things that really piss me off, and that is when I see, like I have a Google, I don't know, I have an Android, and I get this feed of like all sorts of latest fitness articles, and I get all sorts of stuff. And there's a lot of good stuff, there's a lot of bad stuff, and I've learned a lot of good stuff from the bad stuff, and vice versa. But a lot of the bad stuff, what I consider bad stuff, is I see, at any given time, I see 2 articles on something belly fat, 15 exercises to lose belly fat, or saddlebags, or whatever. And it's just such crap. It's such nonsense. It's such clickbait. And I'm not. It's not that I'm mad at them for lying necessarily. I'm just mad at people getting led down the wrong road and wasting all this time doing 500 sit-ups and not having. That's the best example, because I get clients all the time. We might be doing like fire hydrants or something to work the hips, the muscles around the hips, and they'll be like, "Is this going to help me get rid of this?" I'll be like, "No, it's actually going to put one on there. It's going to build that up. You got to get rid of that in the kitchen, And I'm not that like hardcore about it, but like, it sucks because it's like you get everything you do. Are these going to help me? Are these going to help me get rid of this? No, it's going to build that up, okay? Or is this, are these going to help me get rid of all this? No, it is not at all going to help you get rid of that. It is going to, if anything, it is going to put it on. So, and it's just perpetuated over and over again. You guys, there's probably a lot of people that have turned this off now because they've heard this message before. And if you haven't, don't feel stupid because you're not alone. In fact, I'm probably my minority. Folks who know this are probably the minority. But it just needs to be out there. So what do you do if if you can't get rid of some part of your body, fat deposit that you hate? Well, usually, I'm going to use that example again of the person who comes to me or another personal trainer and is like, everything's cool except this one spot, and I'm still jiggly there and whatever, and whatever. What happens there is just kind of a good thing. Your progress has been so good, you've lost so much weight overall, or most likely anyway, I mean, that's in that specific goal. You probably maybe put on muscle depending on what you've been doing, feel better, more energy, all sorts of wonderful things that come from exercising regularly and most likely eating healthier as well. But now you've reached a point like you're almost being punished for your progress, where you've got to do something new. Now that new thing might just be more of the same, but cranking up the intensity. Most likely it's not necessarily going to be the intensity for just a pure aesthetic level. Aesthetic level in terms of fat loss, I should say. Maybe not the intensity in terms of what you're doing in the weight room. Maybe not. Some of that could help. Most likely it's going to be intensity in terms of how strict you're eating, how much you're dialing it in now. Because I'm personally at a spot. I'm in a place right now. You guys saw my body fat scans. They're nothing impressive. I mean, granted, they were a little off, I think, but let's say, so it said I was like 19% body fat, or 18 in some of them. I'm probably more like 16, maybe 15, I don't know. But whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm this, this YouTube fitness expert who really doesn't look that great. I mean, I might be able to get a job in some like low-budget adult film of some kind, but well, that's a terrible example. No, there's but my whole point is I'm not that jacked. I'm not that shredded. I'm not freaking Jeff Cavalier or whatever. Props to him. I heard him say one time, I don't do that much cardio, but the only time I cheat is I have a piece of carrot cake once a year for my birthday, which is just like. But that's an example of if you want to get that shredded and you're not just some genetic freak, if you want to just get super, super lean, you have to up your game. Like, that's it. That's all it is. Like, how to do that? I mean, I wrote a diet. I wrote like a 60-page diet guide. Just my opinions on the subject. They're just my opinions. This is how I attack it. So I'm not going to get too into that because how you do that, it's kind of up to you. It's a trial and error thing. What works for you, what doesn't. You gotta put in the work. I mean, it takes a long time. That's just a fact. If you're going to keep setting these goals for yourself, which is great, first I would recommend asking, why do I want to do this? For me, I'll be transparent here. I'm pretty comfortable with the way I look. Like, I'm not the, you already heard me talk about whatever I talked about the adult film industry. I don't know if that was. I need to start writing these things down before I start talking because stuff like that comes out. But I'm not that shredded, whatever. But I'm comfortable with the way I look. I could go to a pool, a public pool or the beach or whatever, someplace where I'm going to take my shirt off. And I'm not going to be like super ashamed of myself. Sometimes I am, depending on what month it is. After like New Year's and stuff, I kind of cut loose a little bit, or if I just get back from vacation, I'll show up on vacation like in my best, and I'll leave a week later just all bloated and swollen from all sorts of crap. I'm still at that phase, guys. That's me. I mean, that's my choice. But it's a stupid choice, but it's still one that I always sort of find myself in. So my whole point is, like, if I want to take it, if I want to get rid of, basically the closer you get to whatever this This goal is, whatever it is, the harder it's going to be. The closer you get, the harder it's going to be. That's the way it is in every facet of life, but especially fat loss. You're going to have to do more and more crazy things. You're going to have to be more and more strict. The better you look, the harder it's going to be to look better. So when you might not feel that it's fair that you can't eat a cookie. It's not, So I got to back up. If I didn't ask this already, I got to back up and ask, why do you want? How important is it to you? Like, why is it important to you that you lose that chunk of fat on your hips? Is it because your confidence is low? Is it? Like, you got to ask yourself, is it? Are you trying to find a mate that's like has some super high standards? Are you trying to, I'm not being cute here, like ask yourself these questions, like figure out why you want to lose this fat. Because you might be okay with it. I mean, you go to like bodybuilders, professional bodybuilders who have, I mean, sub 5% body fat when they're nearing competition, maybe 3%, 2%. It's like dangerously low. And I guarantee you ask every single one of them, even the guys who are on the platform at the end, ask every single one of them where they have too much fat, and they'll tell you within a second. And you can see veins in their butts, like they are so shredded, so stupidly shredded, they still have a problem with themselves. And I'm not ragging on them. I admire their work ethic and everything. But my whole point is, it does not matter where you are. Just like money, if you put money in the forefront of the only standard in your life, then you're never going to have enough. If how you look is it, then you're never going to have enough muscles. You're never going to be lean enough. It is never ever going to end for you, and you're going to have to make more and more sacrifices to get there. So it's very important. This conversation has taken a turn, but this is important. It's very, very critical, I would argue, that you figure out why it is you want this goal, whatever it is. Is it just because that little spot bugs you? It's going to keep bugging you. It's always going to bug you. So be honest with yourself, and I'm not saying just quit. Like, if you determine that, look, this is something I need, like this is something I have to do for whatever reason, then go for it, man, or woman, or whatever. Just know that if you don't ask these kind of questions, if you don't set realistic, not just realistic goals, but if you know how to set realistic goals already if you're at this point, because you've had to have done that. You didn't just accidentally lose 50 pounds or whatever. But set goals that are worth completing. Set goals that are actually going to make a change in your life. Don't set goals just because at one point you thought you should lose 100 pounds and now you've lost 70, feel great, look pretty damn good, but you just have this 30-pound number in your head for some reason, but you kind of forgot why. There was a number you just picked at one point. Or like, it'd be cool to get down to like 8% body fat for me. It'd be cool. But let's say I set out to do that, and I get down to 10%, and I'm just jacked, and I'm able to maintain that. But that 8% is going to bother me. I'm going to look at my little body fat scanner and be like, dang it, man, I'm still 2% off. Or I only went down 0.1%. This little 2% is going to ruin my life, and I'm going to forget how freaking awesome I look. Like, don't let these stupid goals, there are stupid goals, and don't let them run things for you. So where did I even start? Just to sum it all up, don't spot reduce fat. You can't without surgery, or maybe ice cubes. Or if you know of a way, if you got a way, man, let me know. If I'm an idiot and there is a way and you know what it is, and I'm not patronizing you, I am, actually. I will patronize you until you make me look like a fool. And I will welcome that, because I'm going to run with that. I got a lot of people who have all sorts of crap that they hate and they want to get rid of, and I will eat crow and change people's lives. So go ahead, just put me to shame. If you know how to do it, let me know. But let's just assume that I'm right, which I think I am. You can't do it. You just need to change your game. You probably need to eat less, or eat more protein, or get more sleep, or quit screwing around with some toxic people that are causing you a bunch of stress. it could be any one of those things. They can all be contributing to your lack of progress. Sometimes you need to just give it a break and just kind of let things settle and just keep doing what you're doing. Take some time off. You gotta mess with stuff, and you gotta see what works for you. Anyways, so that's how you lose. That's how you. This sucks. I know this is a crappy answer, but that's how you lose love handles and belly fat. Freaking belly fat. Is there a way to ban a term from me having to read it ever again? Because you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna be talking about. I'm gonna use the term belly fat. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, which I deserve that if that happens. Whatever. Oh, and then yeah, set goals that are worth attaining. Like, be realistic. Check in with yourself every now and then. Just make sure that you still want what it is you're laboring over and stressing and killing yourself over. Make sure that you want it and that you need it, because you might not. You might be there already. Move on to something else. All right, guys. Rob Shoecraft here. This is a rant. This is not the typical format, although I do always rant a little bit in my videos. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel, and let me know, talk about stuff in the comments. You got something to weigh in here. Tell me I'm right, tell me I'm wrong, tell me your own personal experience. And love to hear from you. Thanks, guys.